Hey guys, in this one we're going to get back onto orange roughie. We've done enough with the panorama now. The rest of it's, well, the next little bit's going to be a little bit boring with sanding and getting ready for paint. So in this one we're going to start by restoring the chassis on this, which is probably going to take a couple of videos, so we'll get into it now. Oh, and remember, please, we need more subscribers and more likes. Right, let's get into it. Okay, what we're going to do, I'm sort of starting to put it up on the hoist. These are a pain the way they go on the hoist, because once these arms are out, you can't take the wheel off, so you've got to put it on axle stands and then take the wheel off. And as you can see, she's looking pretty crusty under there, but we'll tidy that up. So I think the first thing we're going to do while it's at this height is I want to take this rear bar off it, just because I really don't like it. So I'm going to get the jack, I'll jack it up to stabilise it so it just doesn't fall on the floor. Then I'll jump under and take it off. I CRC'd the bolts about 3 or 4 days ago, so hopefully they're not seized, otherwise we'll be getting out the angle grinder with a cut-off wheel on it.
It kind of looks like a body. These are its arms and that's the face.
Yeah, a rusty body. Okay. Hopefully this jack's got enough height on it, or I'm going to have to go and find a block. So when I undo the bolts on it, it doesn't just fall on the ground.
These jacks are super handy to have if you're working on these.
I paid quite a bit of money for this jack, but it's just really good.
It's really reliable.
Look at that. Gee, that's a good amount of height. Alright, I'll jump underneath. In fact, I'll go and grab a...
Not sponsored.
I'll go and grab a blanket because I'm a wussy.
Okay, yeah, done.
Okay. These have been on here for a while.
Jesus. You would hate to be our neighbours.
Lucky we're commercial, mate. Going to come undone. I think what I'll do is I'll undo these front ones first.
You might want to turn on your TV volume.
Yeah. Okay, last bolt. Wow. This bolt is almost perfectly round.
It wants to come out.
It does, but
I know what to say. Whatever I need to say.
okay.
Yes, so they're going out.
No.
Oh, never mind. I thought that. Never mind.
We're gonna have to cut it off.
We might
There's
have,
nothing left of this bolt.
Dad, we might have to put a disclaimer to turn down your volume.
Exactly, man. Look at all this rust that's coming off it already.
Oh, she'll be right. That'll buff out.
Okay, we'll have a break there because I'm going to have to go and get a cut-off wheel and some safety gear.
Okay.
Alright, as usual, it's the last bolt that is creating the problems. I'm just going to cut it off with this. Hopefully it's strong enough because we're in a bit of a small space.
And it's a bit dangerous if it breaks. Yeah. Huh? Huh?
Don't worry. Alright, turn off the compressor.
So I've just got it off.
Yeah. Now we've just unbolted it, so we're just going to undo this and drop it down.
And as soon as Dad cut the bolt off, smoke was pouring off it.
It was.
Which looked pretty cool.
So that's our old thing that's not going back on again.
We'll make a. I mean, if we do, we'll probably make a new one. That just crushed everything.
Right. What's our rear bar like? Pretty good actually. The legs are not fabulous, but they're not going to.
Fine.
In another 20 minutes, they won't be attached.
Imagine we leave them on, Dad. Imagine some family just pulls up to the cab, just winds it down. The whole thing falls off.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get it ready to put it up on the hoist.
Okay.
All right. Our next job is to cut these legs off. And I can only really cut the welds if I can identify them from the rust.
Oh.
Okay, there's one.
It's sporking.
Wow.
Can I do that?
Just grab some sideys and cut those. This is what we had to do. Because when we went to pick them up, they were in the down position and they'd been like that for like 15 years by the beach. So we had to cut them.
By the beach, the worst place any caravan can be sitting.
Oh my God, they're not falling down. Oh, they might do when I cut these.
Oh, it's like a jump scare.
There we go.
There you go. If you're camping on a cliff, but extra support right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be relying on that.
Hello there. My name's Jesse.
Alright. See, it's welded through there. Solid weld through there. These are going to be a pain in the ass. And through the back as well.
Grass from 1988.
So, I reckon what we'll do, I'll just get a pointer.
Why can't you just use your magnet?
I think we're going to cut through there. Like, sort of up almost into this member here. Then it should release this bit, same there. And a cut there. See, these ones, they weld them beside the rail. They don't, when I put them on, I put them so this is resting on the rail, so it's so much more support. I don't know why they do that. There's probably a reason. I just don't know what it is. So it looks like we've got one weld there and welds along here. All right, grab the cut-off wheel.
Okay. Doing this stuff, we always recommend wearing protection because anything could go wrong, eh?
Yeah, I might come up through there first.
Yeah, so yeah, when you're doing this type of stuff, please be careful. Like, we don't want to
What's that, mate?
just, when you're doing this type of stuff, just please be careful.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
Alright, okay, we didn't cut too deep in and we've got to grind all this rubbish off, but we won't film that because that's boring.
okay.
These are about the best thing for tidying up these chassis. You got to be careful though, because the little strands come off and they normally get stuck in your skin, so it can be a bit painful, but very effective.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it's not unusual to have them stuck out of your skin.
Well, I better tape cover.
I'll just show you on this back cross member. We'll try a bit.
How often does it do it?
You'll need earmuffs.
Okay.
All right. It's what we want to do is take all the surface rust off, and then we're going to hit it with some cold Galv primer and then some top coat. So we'll probably put a sanding disc over the back as well, but that's pretty good there. And just have a go. Okay.
Oh, that just got it to bare metal.
So see here? It's just taking it back to bare metal. I'll put a disc over the back of this as well, but that's pretty good. So that's what this thing can do. So I've just got to do the whole chassis and then we're done.
Okay.
All right, well, you'll be able to tell by the mess on the floor. We're starting to get into it. But I'm really pleased with just how mint these rails are. If you have a look, is that torch showing you okay?
Yep.
How mint those rails are after I've just ground them off. It's actually one of the better ones I've done. That piece of steel is 49 years old. So this Caravan hasn't done a lot of time by the beach, and if you sort of pan around onto this one here, just see there, same thing. This is where I haven't done, but it's had a coating on it, and the whole Caravan seems to be like that. But look at that. That's going to come up absolutely mint.
Alright.
We've just got to cut off the remnants of the legs in that here, which isn't going to be much fun, but I'll do that with the grinder later. Alright, what is getting in our way is a bit of wiring which we cut, but this is the old brake line, which obviously we don't need because we're not going to run brakes on it because it just doesn't need them. It's only a tiny little Caravan. So, no remnants of brake fluid there. There we go.
Whoa.
Copper too. Hang on, mate, let's cut it there. Oh, must have picked a strong bit, eh? And we'll cut it here.
And then this one here, that must be the gas line. Would it be the gas? Because that leads up all the way.
I'm not sure what that is.
It goes back and up.
Oh, it goes up into the...
Oh, it must be a sink.
No, that's on the other side. Where does it go to? Where does it go to?
Brake line? No, brake
Oh,
line.
it's just wiring, mate.
Oh,
It's,
look at that.
it's 240 volt wiring though.
Look at this.
Oh no. Yeah, that's mounted. Oh, it looks like brake light wiring, mate, so we're just going to lose that. Get rid of it. Alright, carry on.
Alright.
We're looking at taking the suspension off. The other day I CRC'd these bolts and they've actually undone pretty easily. It shows you the value of leaving them to soak for a while. And there's this thing here that needs to come out. I'm just going to cut that because there's no way that's going to undo. And the bottom shock bolt. We need to tidy that up as well. So I'm just wondering whether I should take that off now. What do you reckon, Darren?
I don't know.
But once it's off, it's off. We've got to, you know, put it back on to move the Caravan. But yeah, I might just cut that and see. I'll just go and grab a cut-off wheel. Nearly through. Not sure if brake fluid's flammable or not.
Ah, who cares? Just cut through it.
I'll get a hammer and give that a tap.
Go!
Alright, this is the old tag that shows the weights and everything that it can carry. We'll just see if it'll tidy up. It's going to. I'll get a magnifying glass and we'll have a look.
I know what it says.
What does it say?
Max loading 1.6 CWT.
Yeah, we should Google that because I don't know what CWT stands for. Okay, so it's a Trojan Duratorque. Max loading. What does it say? 1.6 CWT and the patent number.
Patent.
Interesting. Let's Google that and we'll come back in a sec. Alright, we just Googled it and CWT is an old
You can see
imperial weight measurement. And this one says 1.6, but it's 1.6 CWT is only 160 kilos. And I'm picking this Caravan weighs more than 320 kilos if you put them both together. So I'm not quite sure how that works, but this axle's been carrying this Caravan around for 49 years, so it must be okay. Right, as you can tell, it's now dark outside and we've just run out of time for the day. So we've given up the suspension idea, but I still really wanted to get some primer on at least half of the chassis. So I've been underneath browned it all up, put a little bit of primer on. But as you can see, it's just come up really well. There's a bit of surface stuff, very minor pitting, but it's definitely one of the better ones I've seen. So I'm gonna throw some primer on it now so I can feel like I've achieved something for the day. Right, I'll get into it now.
If you are spraying this out, we do recommend wearing a mask, but was just a
Oh
quick...
yeah, of course, yeah, I should have one of them
This
on.
is just a quick job, ain't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, if you're doing like a hole underneath, we do recommend wearing a mask. Your
Sorry,
lungs,
mate. I should go and put one on actually.
your lungs will thank us.
Okay, so that's come out pretty mint. I will.
Your lungs and heart will thank us.
Alright, I'm just going to put a mask on. Won't be a sec.
Look, it's Dark Vader. We did do that with the saw. Yeah, I wasn't touching it. So how would you fix that, Dad? That little crack.
So I'll just weld it up.
Translation: he will weld it up.
Alright, we'll come back when I've done it. Primer's done. Now I feel like I've actually achieved something today. So, as you can see, the steel's all in really nice condition underneath, primed everywhere.
And then later on, we'll go to the paint, like fence paint
On the floor, we
on the
will,
floor,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
we did with the panorama.
No, but this is a zinc primer, so we're taking off all the surface stuff. You could get it sandblasted, but on one, the cost of it, and two, I'm not real keen on it because it takes a layer of off the steel. This chassis is good enough that just by using the mechanical wire brush system, it's come up really well, and this is what we've achieved. And then if you stand here and look down the front, that's what we've got to do. But it's only a little fella, so it doesn't take long.
I've just been picking at it with a little drill.
You've done a good job.
Oh, is it still wet?
It is still wet, mate. And
I was
you've got a grey finger.
I was about to hang on for a minute.
All right, so we can call it a night now, and
Get to it next
I
week.
might get to it. I'll leave it on the hoist, even though it's a work day tomorrow. I have got services to do, but they'll just have to wait because this is more important. And yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll see if I can get another section done. And then what I really want to do is I want to pull these entire 4 bolts axle hub section off. I'll pull those shocks off and tidy them up as well.
How much are new shocks? Like new good ones?
I don't know, but this thing tows so well that quite frankly it just doesn't need them.
Probably because it's really small and it's really light. And
But it's also got Duratorque suspension and it's got shocks as well. So the shocks will just give them a bit of a sand up and give them a paint job. This brake assembly is going to go. I'm going to take them off. They don't need to be
this
there.
is a new part in the Caravan's life.
It is. But I'll take these right off, do them on the bench. I'd love to take the disc off, tidy up the hubs, probably repack the wheel bearings. I think they're pretty good. And just tidy them up and get some new bolts, get some new, what do you call them? Forget the name for the...
View bolts?
Nah, there's high tensile bolts and put them in there because these ones are pretty old. And then bolt it back on as a fully reconditioned unit, ready to go. Same as the shock. Do that obviously both sides. So yeah, it's going to keep us busy for a wee while, and then we'll throw some silver on it, and then after that we'll do the drawbar. But we've got a good few days left on just tidying this up. But like all of our builds, we always start with the chassis, get that good, and we'll go from there.
Right.
Well, that'll be a wrap for tonight because it's dark and dinner's almost ready. And I'm shining the torch at the camera again like I did in the last video. Alright, we'll see you.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, well, we don't know if we've finished this video yet, so we'll have a look and see how much time's on
Just
it.
do it anyway.
Yeah, please like and subscribe. Alright.
Yeah.
Right guys, it turns out that it actually, after we've downloaded the content, this video is going to be about 30 minutes long, so it is the end of the video. And on the next one, we're going to probably pull out the axle assemblies and recondition those. Alright, see you on the next one.